E aí TDistas, tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou Carlos Júnior e esse aqui é o especial Michael Behe. Esse especial é com um dos maiores nomes da TDI mundial. Ele que é um dos pais da teoria do design inteligente. E estamos com ele, o Dr. Michael Behe, diretamente dos nossos estúdios da Discovery Mackenzie. Dr. Michael, que bom ter o senhor hoje aqui. Bom, a primeira questão que vamos tratar, sendo o senhor um dos arquitetos da teoria do design, é o que é a teoria do design inteligente? O senhor poderia responder pra gente?
Intelligent design has been an idea in science and culture since the early Greek philosophers, about 500 years before Christ. People noticed then that the world around us, the laws of nature and the life we have fit together so well. It seemed that somebody had put it together. And that idea persisted even as more and more facts about life came to light. There was a physician in Rome named Galen in the year about 100 or 200 AD, and he was the most prominent scientist of his time who did anatomical work, and he just marveled over the design of the human body. He saw that the organs and systems of the body were fit very well for their purposes, and it seemed as if a mind were behind life. So design is actually recognized by seeing how different parts fit together to work together. You look at the physical parts and notice that they are well adjusted to their purpose. And the idea of design was dominant among all thinking people for up till at least the year 1850. There was a man named the Reverend William Paley in the year 1800 who put together a famous argument called the watchmaker argument. And he said essentially that if you find a watch, you know it's designed because you see how the gears and mechanisms work together to tell time. And the mechanisms in life are even more wonderful and intricate than a watch. And so we're justified in concluding that was designed. The idea of design then went into eclipse after Darwin wrote his book on the origin of species. He proposed that there was a non-intelligent process, natural selection working on the variation that exists in life that could explain the appearance of design. And since his work, more and more people left the idea of design behind and ascribed all the beauty and all the intricate mechanisms that we see in nature to unthinking processes, to just randomness kind of filtered by events, by history. The modern intelligent design movement began around the year 1980, 1985 or so, when several scientists started questioning whether Darwin's theory could explain the development of life and whether chemical processes, undirected chemical processes, could explain the origin of life. And these were made possible by the fact that science was learning more and more and more about life than Darwin knew. Back in Darwin's day, biology was really rather primitive compared to current knowledge. For example, Darwin and his contemporaries thought that the cell was a simple glob of protoplasm, pretty much a piece of jelly. And it didn't seem too hard that such a thing could just spontaneously form in the earth. So they didn't think the origin of life was a big deal. But then when DNA was discovered and metabolism was discovered and the molecular machines that are found in the cell were discovered, people started wondering whether life could spontaneously arise, and the problem has only grown worse as we know more and more. So with this as a background, as biology has increased its knowledge, more people have questioned whether unintelligent processes can produce life. And they are going back to the original idea that had been lost and forgotten, that we see design when we see all the parts of a system working together, and that looks like there's a mind behind life. And we're currently in the midst of that recovery of our old understandings, and it's very much an active battle at this point.
E se você está gostando dessa série e quer continuar acompanhando os próximos episódios, não perca aqui no canal da TDI Brasil. Curta e compartilha. E até a próxima jornada.